Hey guys, welcome to another video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn them notification bells on so when I drop another video, you will get notified. So, everyone know I was on vacation for the last week. Well, tomorrow I go back to work, and as I'm getting my mind prepared to go back to work, you guys know, some of you guys might know, I am an addiction counselor as well as a case manager. I thought, hey, let's talk a little bit about addiction on a video today. And I was trying to get in a routine since I'm new to this whole vlogging thing. I was trying to get in a routine to start scheduling my videos because I read that you should schedule them and not upload them immediately. But since it's late, I gotta get ready for bed. I want to do this quickly because it could help someone, and I'm going to upload it immediately. So I could use your help if you guys will like, share, subscribe, and especially share. So addiction can come in many ways. We all know that when people say addiction, the first thing most people think about is alcohol or drugs. But again, addiction can be food related, overeating. Addiction can be someone who likes to gamble too much, a gambling addiction. Addiction can be pornography. Addiction can be just manipulation. Somebody that likes to manipulate people, addicted on hurting folks or manipulating people. Addiction can come in bullying and falling in love too much. Just any old thing is addiction. Might not have that official stamp on it, but it's an addiction. But today we're going to talk about fentanyl and xyluzine. I know a lot of people probably already heard of fentanyl. It mostly became popular around 2018, 2019, something like that. I could be wrong. I'm not perfect. I just do a little research because I am in that field. So fentanyl, it's two different fentanyls. We have the medical fentanyl that doctors use to prep inpatients' IVs who's about to have a procedure or surgery. I know this. Why? Because I went in for a colonoscopy a couple of years ago. They prepped they hooked me up for IV. The nurses was there prepping me. It was two nurses. I saw a doctor out the corner of my eye fumbling through my paperwork. Next thing I know, he power walks over to my table and was like, listen, I just read your paperwork. I know your occupation. I just want to let you know we are using fentanyl in your IV. Of course, I sat straight up. I'm like, excuse me? He was like, it's the good stuff. It's not the stuff that you went to school for. It's not the stuff that you study. It is the good stuff. So, of course, I went on with the procedure. But when I got home, it had me thinking, do some more research on fentanyl. And then I read that doctors even give it to pregnant people in labor. Didn't know that. So I'm not talking, docs, about the medical fentanyl. I'm talking the illicit street fentanyl. It is a synthetic opiate that is 100 times more potent than morphine. So think of that. We're talking about 100 times more potent than morphine. Excuse me, it's late and I'm tired. So we don't want that in our body. And fentanyl, guys, it comes in pills. People might think they're taking a Xanax, but it's fentanyl. It's in heroin. Mostly here in my state is nothing but fentanyl. It's not even heroin. And I read somewhere, I don't know how true this is. I ain't do that much digging, so excuse me for even saying it, that it could be in certain THC. So I always used to advise my patients to try, if you gotta use THC, go to a licensed, certified, FDA approved dispensary. I ain't saying go there because you shouldn't, but if you do that instead of getting off the street. And I had people say, oh no, I get it from my boy. We grew up together. We went to high school together. It's good. You don't know that. Your boy might not even know where they got it from. So just be smart if you're going to use, and drive over the border if it's not in your state and get it from a dispensary. That's that. So just be careful with the fentanyl, guys. Do more research on it. parents, especially if you have kids in high school. With the peer pressure, your kid might go to school one day and let a classmate know they got a bad backache. That classmate might dig in a book bag and give them a pill. Oh, this is fine. This will help your back like this. That pill could be a press pill is what they call them. A press pill is a fake pill, but they put fentanyl in it instead of what's supposed to go in it. So you need to teach your kids not to accept any medication from anyone at school or any friend. If it's not from you or someone love them, or a doctor or a pharmacy, not to accept the medication. Talk to them about peer pressure. They ain't got to fit in. If they hanging with people that's drinking and they under the drinking age, it's okay not to fit in. It's okay not to have everybody be your friend. If that friend doing things you don't want to do, tell your kids it's okay to move on. Find a friend that don't smoke, that don't drink. So just, educate. And then I want to talk about briefly xylazine. I'm about to clean up my kitchen, so I'm going to do a voiceover and talk more about that. So xylazine mostly became popular in Philadelphia. Some of you guys might see the TikTok videos or the YouTube videos where the people are slumped over. Yeah, that's xylazine. And xylazine is not an opiate. So therefore, if someone gets sick or overdose off of xylazine, they can't come back from Narcan. Narcan will not work because it's not an opiate. So also, if you get positive for xylazine and it goes untreated, you start getting, you can see the big, abscess on their hands. The hands become real fat and they had a holes in their hands and a holes in their legs. You'll see people are getting their arms and hands amputated and their legs amputated for that. Xylazine is a veterinarian medication mixed with fentanyl. Again, that's all I'm going to say. Too much on that one. Do your research. So again, I just wanted to talk a little bit about addiction on that form because I am prepared for another week of work. So I hope this video can help you. I am going to include a little snippets. It's late again. Snippets of some videos that I watch on a regular are from family members who are talking about how their loved ones, they call it being murdered from fentanyl. They look at it as being murdered because their loved ones didn't know they were taking fentanyl. So anyway, I watch a lot of those, and unfortunately a lot of new ones are being posted on television because people keep losing a new one. So I hope I can help someone today. If you know someone in your immediate family or your immediate circle that's struggling, you can talk to them. You ain't gotta fuss at them and tell them it's easy to stop. It's easy for someone who's not in an addiction to tell someone to get out of it. I remember hearing someone who was struggling with weight. The other person told them, just push back from the table. Listen, it's not that simple. If you're struggling with your weight or you're struggling with food, to push back at the table, everybody big will be skinny. So again, be humble if you're not using. And remember, it could be you. It could be you. It could be your lawyer. It could be your doctor. It can be your pilot. It can be your favorite waitress at your favorite restaurant. It can be your son, your daughter. So always be humble when it comes to addiction. Do your research before you open your mouth. Open the book before you open your mouth. Open your phone and chat GPT and Google. Be humble. And again, I hope I can help someone. So if you know someone that's struggling, turn them to my video. Reach out to someone in your state for help. It's out there in every state. People who've been in your shoes is ready to help you. So I wish everybody out there who is struggling, get some help when you're ready. Get some help before it's too late. Hey guys, I'm back. So I am just, trying to get back to myself. You know how it is when you're flying from out of the country, you're exhausted. So I spent this morning packing. I did not wash. I just have a full dirty clothes basket, so I will probably wash tomorrow or Tuesday. So I kind of laid around, booed up on the couch with Nala, since I hadn't seen her in over a week, about a week. So she act like she don't know who I am. She's beyond tired because she's not used to playing 5 days a week. Well, I'm sorry, 6 days a week she was there in daycare and boarding. And she was playing with dogs her size instead of the little puppies I bring home from the rescue. So she's really been exhausted since I picked her up yesterday. So today was chill mode. Tried to clean up a little bit. I still got more to do. I'm just grateful that I packed and put mostly everything away. I still have my makeup to put up and a few other little odds and ends. So now I'm just trying to clean up the kitchen because we all know you got to keep the kitchen and the bathroom clean. So I just unloaded the wonderful countertop dishwasher I have, and I'm about to reload it, and whatever don't fit, I will wash by hands. But as you heard me talking earlier, I go back to work tomorrow, and I just wanted to touch bases a little bit on addiction. I'm pretty sure that pretty much anybody that's watching this video knows someone that's addicted. If it's not in your immediate family or even in your immediate circle, it might be a neighbor, it might be a coworker, it might be somebody that changes your tires or work at the gas station, anything. People struggle with addiction, and it's a controversy on, hey, is it a disease or is it not? Well, I'm here to tell you it is a disease, but I look at it like this. It is a choice when you first decide to use drugs or drink alcohol. But once you decide to make that choice, it definitely becomes a disease. Because after you make that choice, your brain is in control, not you. So a lot of people say, oh, they can get off. They chose to get on that. Yeah, they chose to take the substance. They chose to swallow the alcohol, but they didn't. I'm sure they didn't choose for their life to turn out this way. Who want to be on drugs? It's a horrible thing. Who wants to be an alcoholic? It's a horrible thing. And like I said earlier, if you haven't been in it, you haven't been in a person's shoes, try not to speak on it so much. Yes, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but you can't say how easy it is to stop. You can't say how easy it is to quit. And I'm speaking from experiences. I think I shared on here before. I struggled with alcohol. I decided in 2020 to stop drinking. And it's been 5 years, and I'm grateful I'm successful at not drinking. And yeah, drinking is innocent. I should be able to drink without, getting it out of control. But unfortunately, my brain don't think like that. And that's why I say it's a disease. So if you do have a loved one, of course, we all know anybody that's on drugs, they're not easy to deal with. I get that. So much consequences and negativity is attached to an addict or someone that's addicted, especially to if someone is addicted to drugs. You got theft. So even if they're living in your house becomes uncomfortable because you got to lock up everything. For most part, I ain't saying that everybody that's on drugs do that. Some of them work now and have their own money, but the ones that don't, yeah, it comes uncomfortable for the person who's not using. I get that, I do. But it is help for everyone, because now with the fentanyl going on, so many people are overdosing. Yeah, if you overdose off fentanyl or heroin or whatever's out there, you can be saved if someone near you that has Narcan when they know how to use it. So again, if you use or you know someone else use, make sure you keep it in the house. You keep it in, a place in your purse or whatever, a place where you can always, use have the Narcan available. Sorry, again, it's still late. I'm blaming it on that. So yeah, make sure you use it. Like I said, it's a YouTube video, about a good 5-minute video. It will show you the proper way to use the Narcan spray, the proper way to lay the patient down when you're using it, and after the recovery process. Also, it will give you signs on what to look for when someone overdoses. You could be laying with someone and you think they're snoring, or they're have that funny gurgling sound. And you think, okay, they just tired, they're sleeping, but they could be over there dying, overdosing. So yeah, if you know anyone that use, or you'll be around people that use, then yeah, know the signs, guys. If you know they're ready, talk to them. Say, hey, I love you. I don't want you to have to go through this the rest of your life. You think you're ready to say goodbye? You think you're ready to stop partying and get your life together for yourself, for your spouse, for your kids? But let's repeat, for yourself, and for yourself. They might be ready. They just might not know how to stop. Again, it starts with that person wanting to stop using, that person wanting to change their circle. If Bobby is hanging with Susie and Billy, and Bobby ready to stop using, Bobby can't hang with Susie and Billy. Bobby can't accept Susie and Billy calls. Bobby can't go visit Susie and Billy and take them to the store. Bobby got to say goodbye to Susie and Billy forever until Susie and Billy is ready to stop using. You have to change your circle. There's no way you can get sober doing the same thing, being around the same person. Be honest. The person that you're using with, is it your buddy? Is it really your buddy? Or is it your using buddy? So, are you really going to be missing them once you become sober? You have to put your priorities in perspective when you want to get sober. It is a fight. It is a struggle. And hey, you got to be ready for it. And I hope anyone watching, it's your turn to be ready for it. Think about everything you might have lost from using and drinking. Think about where you could be right now if you didn't use a drink. But you don't have to always think about the negative in your past. Once you move on from that, you moved on. You want to throw all of that away and move forward. Hey, guess what? You're alive. You made it through. It's your past. You human. Don't beat yourself up about it. But you don't never want to get too humble where you forget where you came from, because you don't want to ever go back. So it's always good to remember, once you do get sober, to remember where you at, so you won't go back. Nobody is perfect. Some people might be better at some things than others, but no one is perfect. Reach out for help. Look online in your zip code and see who you can call for help. You might need more than outpatient treatment, depending on how serious your addiction is. You might need inpatient, where you stay 90 days or longer. You might need that, where your telephone is taken away from you for the first 30 or 45 days. All of that is not to say, hey, I'm going to prison. All of that is to give you time to heal, give you time to learn from your mistakes, give you time to focus on your recovery and meetings and, going through routines and positivity. That's what that is for. So if outpatient facilities is not good for you and you're still, not quite strong enough to kick the habit, then think about, going into inpatient. Obviously, if you work, It might not be that easy. You'd have to schedule PTO time or maybe FMLA time. But if you don't work, you have no excuse. You really don't have no excuse. Arrangements can be made to save your life. So I would love for everyone to, be free of an addiction. And like I stated earlier, addiction comes in many forms, not just drugs, not just alcohol. I mean, I can go on and on what addiction comes in. And we all know people are addicted to a lot of things they don't have to. Like I said, shopping too much. There's people out there with probably 100, 150 pairs of Jordans. Michael Jordan is rich. His kids is set. His grandkids is set. But you spending money making him more richer. That's crazy. So that's an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Some people are addicted at, like I said, any old thing. So whatever you're addicted to, get help for it. Get help. Don't be embarrassed. Get help. You ain't got to tell everybody what you doing. Some things left unsaid is okay until you are in a place that you want to be. But the people that you're getting help from are not going to judge you. More than likely, they've been in your shoes or they know someone that's been in your shoes. I remember going to the doctor and we were talking about my profession. A lot of doctors, you'd be surprised, physical therapists, they're really obsessed with my occupation. So they asked me a bunch of, questions. Obviously, some things are confidential. I don't mention names or people or any places or anything like that. But he had the nerve to tell me that he really don't know anybody that uses. And I was shocked. I'm like, you don't have a nephew down the line, a cousin in another state, nobody? He said no. So, and that's true. Some people might not know. So he's not familiar with that. He don't understand why it's that hard. So, we have that conversation time when I go. So I think it's interesting. And he's not alone. I'm not, blaming him, but he's not alone. So many people just don't know. And I advise anyone who is dealing with someone with an addiction, do your research so you can understand. You might start reading on it or watching clips on it and like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was like this. I didn't know it was like A. I thought it was B. So do your research. This guy here, he's talking. Him and his sister were both heavily addicted to meth. And unfortunately, his sister overdosed. So by her overdosing, he was saying that he tried to kill himself because pretty much they looked out for each other. Now she's gone. What can he do? But getting arrested saved his life, and he's okay. So he's just telling about his story. He sobered up. And what I was showing you is a soda cracker that I brought back from Dominican Republic. I haven't tried it yet, but I brought a couple of them back. So that's on another subject. So I might get off subject a few seconds. But yeah, so I'm cleaning up my kitchen, guys. And again, I'm preparing for bed. Here's something else I'm showing you. Ooh, it's toast. It's a bubbly. It's some type of tea or something. It's pretty good over ice. So I like to drink the non-alcohol bubblies from time to time. So that one was pretty good. Yeah, guys. So yeah, you do your research and parents, please. I meant what I said. Talk to your kids. Please talk to your kids. A lot of these stories that I watch about the fentanyl awareness, it was kids not knowing about pressed pills and taking what they thought was Xanax, but end up taking fentanyl and dying. And you'll see some people that singing, hey, I knew my kid smoked weed, but that's all I thought they were smoking. So you'll be, surprised how many parents are blind what their kids are doing. Of course, we don't know what they're doing. But this another thing off subject here. I thought was crazy. Well, funny, not crazy. It is a wood fork, knife, and spoon set. I've never seen that. That's another thing I brought back from Dominican Republic. It's so cute. You know how when you order out, they give you the little plastic fork, spoon, and knife? That is actually wood. So I'm going to keep that as a souvenir. And I'm getting off subject just so, it don't have to always be blue when we're talking about something. And just watch some people. You might know people now that might have used drugs for years that no longer do, you know, and see the difference in their lives right now. See the difference in their lives. So if you do watch any videos or someone you love watch them, just be careful. Make sure certain things are not being shown in the video because you don't want to trigger anyone that's trying to get sober. So just be careful with that. So I've, always pre-screen anything. But I think, it's best to just kind of, try to help somebody as best as you can. And again, for the 10 millionth time, they gotta wanna help. So that's another young lady that overdosed. And this is no foul, no harm. So this here I wanted you to see. This is the Zaluzine, the way people look how they bent over, guys. And this is just normal in Philadelphia every day, all day. Just bent over, sleep like that. That is Zaluzine. And again, Zaluzine is veterinarian medication mixed with fentanyl. And it's dangerous, guys. Look now. If you overdose off of that, there's no coming back. Because Narcan will not save you because it's not an opiate like fentanyl. Look at his hand. Look at the leg. I've seen people here amputated, legs and hands amputated. It's just, it's something else. It's something else. And I was saying no harm, no foul for me showing this for the victims or the families. It's on YouTube, so it's not like I'm showing anything that's already not posted on YouTube. So me showing this hopefully will educate someone and realize like, man, I don't have to be like this. I don't have to be on drugs. I don't have to stand up and be bent over like that. And you see how he was walking bent? They said a lot of them are permanent bent over like that because they do it so much. I couldn't believe that until one of the guys actually said, yeah, look at it. Like, can you imagine walking and it's so weird because people walking past them every day going to work and they don't even look. They don't stop. They don't, it's so normal there. It don't even bother them. Just keep on walking to the train like they don't see that. And it's just so sad. It's just really sad. And I hope Philadelphia can clean that up. I know they can do the best that they can, but and then they be in front of businesses. Like, how do businesses make money with them out there like that? But and it's not just Philadelphia, it's just very high there. So yeah, no matter how you were raised, no matter how you thought you raised your kids or how you thought you and your sibling was raised, this can be you. This can be your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your godchild, your co-worker. Oh my God. Your bus driver. Anybody. This can be you. Don't ever think that you can avoid this. Because once your brain tell you that they want this to be you, there's nothing you can do about it until you do. So just always stay humble with everything you do. This remind you that life is so short. Life is not easy for some people all the time. Trust me, I know. But you want to try to avoid this by any means. This is not a way for anyone to live. So here I'm showing you the people that passed away from fentanyl. And this is what I watch. The family members talking about their stories. You see their ages. They all passed the fentanyl, one way or another. Could have been by Xanax. Could have been in their heroin. So sad. And again, no file for me showing this. It's posted, but just I wanted you to see how many people, the different ages and the different race. So it don't matter what color you are. It don't matter your height, your weight, your age. Fentanyl don't care about that. It don't matter if you got $50 million in the bank or if you got $5 to your name. It don't care. It don't care if you're single, if you're married, if you got a job, if you're on disability. It don't care. It don't care if you're straight, you're gay, you're lesbian. Fentanyl don't care about none of that. It's going to grab you, and it's going to grab you so hard that it's going to shake your life up and down. So please avoid it.